Fix me.
Small matters when activism merges with narcissism. Less about the cause and more about me. Look at me. Watch me. And if you like the way I'm fighting injustice, remember to like and subscribe. When Adele lost weight, she was excoriated for betrayal. To who? She betrayed the unhealthy?
The outrage cycle is spinning again, and this time the far left is not targeting some obvious villain. They are going after people who are actually solving real problems, because in today's activist mindset, helping only counts if it follows the right ideological path. Bill Maher sees right through that flawed logic, and once he starts breaking it down, the entire act collapses fast. If you enjoy direct political commentary with no sugar coating, hit subscribe, leave a like, and let's jump right into really build into this topic. He goes straight to the contradiction and holds onto it. In his view, the far left has built a culture where people act offended whenever someone does something useful outside their approved beliefs. They constantly talk about justice, compassion, and helping others. But when someone actually steps up and does something real, they suddenly question their motives. Their latest complaint sounds almost ridiculous. They claim that if someone helps people and shares it on YouTube, it somehow makes the help less valid. But Maher cuts through that with a simple question. Where did the money come from the platform and the videos? The content and the charity are connected. The content is what pays for the help. That is why the outrage feels dishonest. It is not about morals or kindness. It is about control and deciding who is allowed to be seen doing good. This is where things become even more uncomfortable. The woke left spends a lot of time presenting itself as the moral voice of society, yet it rarely accepts positive results from outside its group. When MrBeast funded wells across parts of Africa bringing clean water to many people, the reaction from some was not praise. It was frustration. The issue was not the work or whether people got water. The issue was who received attention for it. That reaction shows something deeper. If attention shifts, money and influence can shift too. That is why the criticism felt empty. It was never about the people in need. It was about control and protecting a narrative. About it, the worse it seems. Major global problems were never going to be solved by governments alone, and definitely not by people focused only on appearances. Progress has always depended on individuals willing to act when systems fail. That is the main point Maher keeps returning to. Rebuilding an orphanage in Africa is not exploitation, no matter how critics try to frame it. It is a direct answer to a real need. Clean water systems are not symbolic. A safe place for children is not political. These are real improvements that change lives in measurable ways. When results are delivered, the focus should be on the people helped, not on whether the person passed some ideological test. But for the outrage crowd, appearance matters more than results, and that reveals their priority. Maher's argument hits hard because it exposes something very simple. Who decided these people get to judge what counts as real kindness? Why do they believe they alone can decide which actions are pure and which should be questioned? It might sound funny, but it shows something serious. They do not build, fix, or solve problems, yet they are always ready to criticize those who do. The pattern is obvious. If someone outside their beliefs does something good, they assume hidden motives. They assume ego or exploitation. But if the same action comes from their side, it is praised without question. That is the double standard Maher highlights. A good result does not stop being good just because certain people do not approve of who made it happen. Maher then moves to another example, and the point becomes even stronger. He challenges the idea that talking about treatment or improvement for a disability is offensive. His answer is simple. If he loses his sight, hearing, or mobility, do not just praise him, fix it. That statement works because it cuts through confusion instantly. People with disabilities do not need empty praise. They need real help, better access, improved treatment, advancing technology, and tools that improve daily life. But the outrage mindset twists this into something negative. In that view, helping someone improve is suspicious, while praising them for staying the same is seen as progress. Real care removes obstacles. Saying someone is perfect while leaving problems in place is not care. It is performance. Deeper issue underneath everything. Now everything must become a label, an identity, or a moral display. Nothing is allowed to remain a simple human problem anymore. A disability cannot just be something someone wants to improve. It gets turned into a political identity that must be defended at all times. Helping is no longer just solving a problem. It becomes a symbolic act. That is how far things have moved away from reality. Instead of dealing with real life, the outrage culture turns experiences into ideology. Labels become more important than the people themselves. Real support gets ignored, and empathy gets replaced by images everywhere. Instead of supporting real action, accountability, and practical solutions, the activist class focuses on appearance. When someone achieves something measurable, they do not support it. They analyze and judge it. They question tone, motives, and presentation from every angle. That is why modern outrage often feels disconnected from real progress. It does not solve problems. It targets the people trying to solve them and makes their efforts look flawed. It might seem almost humorous, but the consequences are serious. While people perform morality online, real issues remain unsolved. Real suffering continues. That behavior is not compassion. It is disruption disguised as virtue. The basic responsibility for anyone who truly cares about a cause is simple. Help people, solve problems, improve outcomes. That should be the foundation. But modern activism often works in reverse. Personal image comes first, applause comes first, visibility comes first, and real solutions get pushed aside. That is why Maher's criticism is so strong. Turning a serious issue into a show while the problem remains unchanged is not just ineffective. It fails the people involved. Those who are struggling do not need speeches about appearance. They need real change. Real care focuses on results. Fake care focuses on how things look. That difference is what Maher keeps emphasizing because it matters deeply. Maher's message goes beyond one example. Outrage culture has reached a point where anything useful or positive gets attacked before it is even understood. If it cannot be controlled, it gets criticized. Motives are questioned. Narratives are shaped before results are seen. His main point is simple. Real help matters. Real solutions matter. Treating common sense like something negative is not activism. It is just noise. If you found this breakdown meaningful, leave a like, subscribe for more content like this, and share your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video.